Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, and welcome to Command Power, the show in which we discuss all things Magic the Gathering with a focus on Commander. And today we have another episode in our Spoiler Spotlight series in which I talk about, well, spoilers and tell you what my thoughts are on them. But before that, just a quick reminder to click subscribe if you enjoy my videos. We're well on our way to 1 million subscribers and your support means everything to me. And today we're going to be talking about Spymaster's Vault. It's a land with Spymaster's Vault enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a swamp. Tap, add black, and black, tap, target creature you control connives X, where X is the number of creatures that died this turn. Now this is part of a cycle. We've seen the green one so far, and I'll probably be talking about that in another video, but wow, are they pushing lands hard in this set. So far we've got a multicolored cycle of modal dual-faced lands, and we've got 2 different cycles of single-color dual-faced lands that can all come in untapped, which is really powerful. The condition for Spymaster's Vault to come in untapped is controlling a single swamp. That's going to be easily achievable even in 3-color decks. This just seems like a really free include, particularly if you're running a 2-color or 1-color deck, because it basically just supplants a swamp. But the ability you get off of it is actually very, very powerful and can allow you to dig very deep into your deck. So obviously one of the best cases to use this card is after there's been a board wipe. However, the awkward part about that is you do need a creature in play in order to be able to connive. So you can't just wipe the entire board and have nothing of yours survive and then try to use this land. That's not going to work. But if you have, say, a creature that dies into a token and black has a bunch of those, then you can just wipe the board, have your token creature come back, and then have that creature connive. And sometimes that's going to be a huge number, because if there was a fairly stacked board, you could be conniving for like 20 or something. That means digging 20 cards into your library, discarding a bunch of stuff that's then going to grow your creature and leave you with a huge creature in play. And it's not a one-off thing. You can keep using this land every turn as long as a creature has died. It's going to be a very good repeatable source of value, and for only 1 black mana and tapping this, that just seems very, very cheap to me. Another great way to use it is if you have a board wipe that's one-sided or that can be engineered to be one-sided. If you, say, have a commander with a very high toughness and you're playing Toxic Deluge in the deck, you could wipe the entire board except for your commander, then connive a bunch, put all the counters on your commander, and suddenly you might have lethal out of nowhere because you're attacking for a ton of commander damage. There are certainly a few commanders with a big butt that would appreciate having the ability to do just that. It's also, of course, going to be very good in any aristocrat strategy, as many cards like this are, because you can control what creatures die in each turn. You don't actually need to use this with a board wipe. You can just sack a bunch of stuff during your turn or your opponent's, and then you get to dig a bunch of cards deep, which is just insane in its own right. Being able to look at 20 cards from your library, or even just 5 cards from your library for 1 activation, is really powerful. Connive was a really powerful effect, and we've seen cards such as Ledger Shredder become really strong in the format just because they get triggered a lot, and you can actually grow a creature fairly big whilst also getting good card selection and fueling your graveyard, which, let's not forget, is something that black wants. So all of these things combined really make me think that this is going to be a staple of the format. Yet another excellent land in this set, because A, it's going to come in untapped 90% of the time, B, it taps for colored mana, so you're not giving up anything there, and then C, the ability is incredibly cheap, can be used on any player's turn, and the requirement is pretty achievable. Just having stuff die. It doesn't even matter if it's your own. Your opponents can just smash against one another in combat, have 2 creatures trade, say, and suddenly you're drawing 4 cards and making one of your creatures a lot bigger. That's a ton of value for basically just playing the game. So yeah, I definitely think that this is one to keep an eye out for, and I'm going to be looking to pick up most of the lands from this set for my collection because I just feel they're all so good, and lands are always a good investment. So there you have it. Those have been my thoughts on this new spoiler. What do you think though? Do you disagree with me, or do you think I got it right? Let me know in the comment section below. I always make sure to read all of your comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click like or subscribe. It really helps the channel, and until next time, take care.